Hi, my name is Bricklick Malmort. I'm hoping to start a new YouTube channel here that's all about like casual World of Warcraft players, because I don't know. I'm playing a lot of World of Warcraft, and people are creating content for it, and I've been thinking about making content for it for like, I don't know, literally a decade. Um, so I don't know why the fuck not. Anyway, I am definitely that. I say it's casual because I'm not doing high keys. I'm not mythic raiding. The last heroic raid I did was Sepulchre of the first ones. I I moved out of the country just when Dragonflight dropped, so I didn't really play that much Dragonflight. Um, but I still would log on and play once in a while. And now War Within is back. I have kind of gone back in, and I log a lot more hours, but it's mostly doing delves, mostly playing alts, um, doing looking for raid. Last season I did get Keystone Master only because it offers a mount, and I didn't want to lose a chance to get the mount, which I'm gonna do again this season. But I've done zero keys. I've tried to do a couple plus twos, and honestly, it didn't get invited as quickly as I did at the end of last season. I don't know if I just need to push my eye level up a bit more, but it has not been as easy. I've been doing it as a warlock as well. But anyway, so yeah, casual player. Would I ever mythic raid? Probably not. Um, yeah, probably not. Just because no, I mean I would. Actually, I totally would. If I had 19 other people that I would do it with, yeah, I would. And do I think I could do it? Yeah, I absolutely do think I could do it. Um, I really love the the single player hard mode stuff. Mage Tower, um, yeah, 13th Delves. What was the other one? The Horrific Visions. I love that kind of stuff. So I do all that. Um, and I'm not like exceptional at it, but I do I do eventually finish it. Like I prog it, I do it, I complete it. I make macros where I need to for it, that kind of stuff. Um, I download as minimal add-ons as necessary. And as a DPS player, that really only is the damage meter, and deadly boss mods. But if I'm not really raiding in heroic, I don't really need it. And if I'm not doing any keys higher than like fives, or whatever you need for Keystone Master, I don't really need it either. um, but I did need it for like 13th delves for like Zekfir and stuff. But anyway, just really that's how I play. I'm gonna play. Basically, I'm a player that as long as this game is running, I'm gonna be playing it. And what level I'm playing it just kind of depends. Like I currently own a business, so that takes up a lot of time, which obviously means I can't really play. Would I prefer to actually be playing WoW than own the business? That's another question. Nah, I love the business. It's great. It's a coffee shop anyway, but I would play more if I would do higher keys if I had a team. Pugging is just not. I understand. Like I've been through the you have to pug to do stuff, and I've tried the pug and I've done the pug route, and it does get me to some of my goals. But when Shadowlands, honestly, was one of the best expansions I ever played, just because I met these people in Castle Nathria who through a pug raid who I then started raiding with, and then we had Keystone Master groups from it, and shit, that was the absolute best, and through that led to me heroic raiding in Sepulchre, and I Shadowlands for me is one of the best expansions. I loved the Covenants. On my monk, I have a transmog. I transmogged sets for each covenant. Like, so when I was a Venthyr, like Mistweaver, I had a really kick-ass Venthyr transmog, and when I was that whatever the Maldraxxus, like, because I think Maldraxxus was good for one of the monk specs. I had a, oh my god, yeah, like a poison monk thing. Anyway, so I loved it. Like that was always really cool. The whole like controversy around the like around the um, covenants didn't really affect me because I was just playing with some casual people I knew, and like I was a I mostly played as a Maldraxxus Demonology Warlock, which was off meta, which I, personally I loved that. And like, but I would be, people would come in playing meta damage specs. I would beat their damage and they'd be like, what the hell? How are you doing this? And then later, I think in that expansion, Demonology became the meta Warlock in like the next raid. Doing shit that I had already been doing. Now, obviously, I think I'm like cool or whatever, but if I probably would have been like totally obliterated if I had brought that my spec to like a mythic raid. But at the time, I thought it was pretty cool because I'm pretty sure it was like really gear dependent and stuff. Anyway, and I just thought, yeah. So I love Shadowlands. And then after the end of Shadowlands, I moved to the UK, and I tried to stay in the do the raiding thing at the beginning of Dragonflight, but just didn't pan out. The time difference was too hard. Um, so I never actually. So then I just stayed kind of casual. Actually, I canceled my subscription for a bit. But I always wanted to play, so then I brought it back. But anyway, so yeah, that's me. I don't know. I'm currently going through War Within, doing my best to get my delve goals completed. Um, my my Mythic Plus goals completed, which is pretty much just like if there's a mount that's going away that season, I want to try to get it, since I didn't get any of them in Dragonflight. Um, and especially with this patch, the like Undermine mounts, they're pretty kick-ass. So, and there's like 2 of them now, so I'm gonna have to try to get even higher than Keystone Master, which is I'm kind of looking forward to. And I usually what I do is basically I spend the whole patch gearing through delves, spinning my gilded crest to just up my stuff. Now that there's like this turbo boost, I get to get some Bis heroic trinkets, which is fine with me because I don't need the mythic trinkets. Um, so all my tokens, none of them are going to be going on mythic trinkets, and that's totally fucking fine for me because I'm never going to be stepping foot in the content where I would need that that next level of damage. Um, and so I'm pretty confident once I've like pushed, the single player gearing system to its brink, through looking for raid, through delves, and crafting. Then I'm gonna do my Mythic Plus push at the end of the season and hopefully get those 2 mounts. And then that should be me done for this patch. And Horrific Visions just came out again, which I got all the masks I could currently get. I have started on. I got 2 of the mounts, like the Void Griffin, the Void Mount, and then next week Orgrimmar opens up, so I can progress my tree. Now I could push like more masks in Visions right now, but I don't want to because like there's a tree that will make me more powerful, which I will then unlock more rows next week. So I'm just gonna wait for that. And so what I usually do at this point in a weekly cycle is I play my healer and my tank, which I have a Preservation Evoker and a Brewmaster Monk, and just go into the looking for raid, looking for dungeon, and see what's going to give me like the satchel, the bag of runes, and then just pop those on the auction house, and go through my bags and any kind of resources I got through delves. There's those on the auction house. I tried crafting to make money, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't keep up with it. I'd rather just like jump into a delve, smash face. That was maybe not the right thing to say, but anyway, just go through the delve, complete it, get my gilded crest, get some resources, put it on the auction house for each character. So anyway, yeah. But this could all change because I am open. I'm open to getting a group of people together that can run Mythic Plus with. That would be ideal. Like I'm gonna have to go through the looking for group system, which is not the best. And when I had like people I could just look up and play with, that's cool. But like they have to be a certain kind of person. Like they pretty much have to be really chill, but also kind of good at the game. Because I've played with like really chill people, and it's great and it's fun. But sometimes it is a bit frustrating when I know they could be doing like 5% more damage, or they could be pressing their defensive more optimally and not dying to stuff. Um, and we could be completing higher content. And then I have played with people that are like, uber chads, I guess is what people say, and they're just condescending and they're mean, and like that is I'd rather play with the chill people. Like I will take a shitty chill player over an asshole like good player any day, hands down. Um, so, but it's ideal to find that like chill and good person, which is what the group I had before was, with maybe the exception of like one person, but that's okay. It was fine. When you're mostly chill and good, and you're one person who's chill and like, you can kind of carry him, which is fine. Um, so if I do find that, I'll be doing Mythic Plus. I highly doubt I will get into like heroic raiding again. Um, and like I could pug raid, but that opens up a whole other things of like your expectation. I mean, mostly the thing about pugging I don't like is the expectation. Like people expect you to know absolutely everything, or at least I feel like they do, and that just I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to, because I am not going to put in the homework, because I really just want to log in and fly around and fight stuff, and like if I want to jump into a raid and just start trying it, which is maybe stupid. Maybe if I should just put in some time to actually do the expectation. But how's the person inviting me to the pub gonna know I know the stuff? And I'm actually really good at on the fly decision making. Anyway, there are many times I did pug. I mean, I pugged normal raid and like basically to this guild group that was mostly guildies. On my Fury Warrior, I was doing the most. I was doing the most damage. And I was surviving longer than like any of them. I mean, we completed pretty much most of the raid anyway, but um, and I hadn't done it on normal. I mean, I did do it on LFR, but even then, you don't really know what's going on in LFR because nothing really matters, and rarely does anything kill you. And even in raid, that's kind of in normal, that's kind of the same, but you gotta pay a bit more attention. And then when I was doing heroic raiding as healer in Sepulchre, it was the same thing. Where like I definitely had a sense, and maybe I'm Eric being a casual, arrogant person here, but like I wasn't the last one to figure out the fights, I guess is what I should say. Like I would definitely be in like the first 5 or 6 that were like I knew what I was doing, got my roll down, and then I was just kind of waiting for other people to like also figure it out, which is fine and that's fun. And when we all vibe and kill the boss, like that was great. Like killing heroic Anduin was really great because that was also such like a healer dependent, like using your cooldowns at the right time. Um, and I think like you had to do dispels and stuff down in the lower level, so I felt like I really played my part, and that was really cool. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna keep playing WoW. I want to keep making casual content. I don't really know what the casual content is, but or maybe give a perspective on like the casual side of the game and how I personally, I don't care about doing the absolute, having the like best damaging gear. I mean, I've been playing this game for a long time, and rarely have I ever been at the top of what, like I never stepped foot in Naxxramas. I think I did a couple bosses in Blackwing Lair back in the day. I never stepped foot in Black Temple, Serpentine Cavern. Like, I mean, I think I did at the very end of the expansion when everyone was like overgearing the stuff. Then I would go in on a few pugs and do some stuff. I mean, I did Kara when it was like relevant, and that was like also one of the most fun raids I ever did. And then Wrath was kind of the same. I mean, I did Ulduar content 10-man hard modes. That was one of the best raiding experiences ever. But again, I wasn't there in like ICC. I didn't really have a guild to play with by that time. And I'm not gonna. I just don't pug. It's like I need a friend to vouch for me, basically, um, to get me into a guild. And so there's always been that level of the game that I just don't get to. And I've been okay with it. I still enjoy the game. I love the class fantasy. I love the exploration. I love the puzzles, the collecting. I mean, pretty much it did kind of suck when a lot of the PvE or rewards were tied to doing that stuff. Um, but not entirely. Like, because sometimes I would reach a point where I would get like one of those kind of rarer items, and that felt good. I mean, I never had all the rare items, but sometimes I would get one, and like I did the Green Fire quest in MOP, and that felt really cool. And to this day, I think it's still a kind of a rare title, which I'm quite proud of. Um, so so to have the game currently, where like they've introduced this turbo boost thing, where you get like what people call a dinar, but I didn't play when dinars were a thing, so I didn't really know that they were called dinars. But anyway, these puzzling cartel chips, and you can't buy the mythic version of these things. It's fine with me because I won't ever need it, and you get heroic versions of it, and um, you can get. I think you can buy the transmogs of some of these items anyway. So like the jetpack, because like I've got all the whole delve set on my warrior, which is kind of cool, which would go really cool with the mythic version of like that cloak that looks like a jetpack. But I don't need to buy the mythic version of that. I'm pretty sure if I can't just buy what it looks like, um, I think you can buy the transmog guy. If not, I can buy the heroic one and I can just fully upgrade it, and then once it's fully upgraded, it changes to that anyway. So I can get the visuals of pretty much all the mythic stuff. I just without actually having the mythic stuff, which is fine because I don't need mythic raid, and I'm not doing plus 17s anytime soon. And it's great that that's out there though. I like that there's a level of power out there that I just won't reach, but some people are. Um, it's a comfortable place for me to exist in because it just there's always something out there, even though I will never get it. It's like it's because it's better than if I reach the ceiling quickly, because then I'm definitely not going to be like keeping the ceiling out of reach for a large portion of the players. I think is good to keep people playing the game from like a businessy standpoint, and giving them, I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed. I like that I'm getting the heroic versions of some of these things. It's helped me just keep playing. The horrific vision. I mean, not so much the corruption upgrades with horrific visions do I care about. Mostly the transmogs and mounts and stuff, because it's not as exciting. But yeah, I don't know. That's my perspective. Let's see what I can give. Maybe I'll become a voice of the people, but I highly doubt it. Thank you.